Can I put it on my hat?
Yo, go ahead.
Do the Sam Sulek.
Yo, I'm
Do the Sam Sulek, bro.
Sam Sulek right here.
What's up, guys? It's Matt with HomeWorld. Here with other HomeWorld boys, TK, Abe, an esteemed guest, Yusuf, aka Muslim Markiplier.
Thank you.
We're doing a little new show. There's no regularity to it. I'm calling it Magic the Blabbering, where we kind of just wax philosophical about some stuff in the magic community that we've been thinking about.
I hate that sentence.
Wax philosophical?
I hate that.
Don't worry, it'll get cut. I lost my whole train because he laughed at the wax philosophically. I'll get it in post. So the idea of the show is something that you can throw on, listen to. We're just going to be sitting here talking, and it's going to be a shorter end. You can go do those dishes that you've been leaving in your sink. So the topic for today is we want to talk about Universes Beyond. It's kind of a big topic right now. I mean, you get everyone from game nights down to short makers like us talking about it. So I figured it'd be nice to get our opinions out there.
Yep.
So one of the big things that really came up was the difference between Secret Lair Drop and Universes Beyond. I feel like Secret Lair Drop has kind of solved its own problem in a way where it's like they're reprinting in-universe mechanics that they're printing on like Kratos and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But the problem, I think, is that Universes Beyond is like, since those are actual Magic sets, they aren't getting mechanical reprints of in-universe cards unless you count through the omenpaths.
I would like to go back to you saying Secret Lair kind of fixed itself. They have not. And I can speak as today of why. So I went to go buy Jaws and opened at 12 o'clock. I got in queue basically before 12:01 and I had to wait an hour and a half just to access my card. And my buddy, who's trying to get the bundles, the whole thing, the Furbies, the Office, the Dwights, whatever, he didn't get half of it. He missed, I think out of the 6 he wanted, he was only able to get 2. And his queue time was twice as long as mine was. So the problem that they keep having is that they make you put everything in your cart first, and then you go, all right, cool, I want to go buy it, continue to checkout. Then you're put into a queue. So, one, it's actually a speed race to see how quick, like you have to macro to do it right, and you're going to lose to half the guys that have bots that are bypassing, which is another big problem because the security for the website's garbage. It's not good, and they've even admitted with multiple secret lairs now that their security is getting bypassed. Therefore, people are able to add tens and 20s and hundreds of boxes that they want before anyone else technically even gets a chance to do it. When I think that happened with Venom, I think it sold out in 2 minutes.
I think something like that. Yeah.
Like it was either 2 or 20 minutes, but regardless, the fact that there's a limited product that has a solo print run, like they're not printing to order like they used to. They're now only doing X amount, and once the X is gone, that's it. You can't get it, and then you're dealing with scalpers from that point on.
I think more so though, I'm talking about like mechanically, like they're reprinting the mechanics. The Secret Lair Drop collector versus game piece portion is something that we're probably going to explore in another one of these videos.
That's fair. And I mean, they have resolved it with some of the reprints, but you're talking years later.
Yeah.
Like with Negan, I think it took 2 years, and then right out a year and a half later, they did Stranger Things. What set was that? Not Capenna.
I don't think it wasn't in a set.
No, the Stranger Things where they reprinted 11.
Yeah, but I think didn't they reprint those in a? I don't think they came in.
Innistrad. It was an Innistrad.
Oh, was it an
set.
Innistrad?
It was an Innistrad set. It was a Midnight Vow.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah, okay. I'm thinking about it. Okay.
So they're getting to it. It's just who knows when we're gonna actually see the reprints. Like let's say Jaws. When am I gonna see the Jaws reprint? When we go back to Aether Drift, maybe.
Yeah.
If
I hope we don't go back to Aether Drift. Come on now, man.
I think it was a cool concept. I just don't think they capitalized.
I don't know, man.
The Aether Drift, you know what I mean?
Aether Drift was just so interesting.
Bring up the distance in time between Lorwyn and Lorwyn, whatever the new Lorwyn sound.
Eclipse,
Yeah, Lorwyn Eclipse. Yeah.
I don't know. I just, Secret Lair is like, I have never bought a Secret Lair in my entire life. And the reason why I don't buy Secret Lair was back in the day was because it used to take too long to get to you. Mm-hmm. And then now they changed it to where like you get to it faster, but you can't buy them. It's like it's just sitting there in a queue waiting. And then by the time you finish the queue, it's like, oh, you don't get half the things you want, like you were saying.
Yeah.
So it's like, why am I going to sit here and try to buy these things? But they're pushing Secret Lair extremely this year.
Oh yeah.
This year and next year they're pushing it so much.
Yeah, especially with the PlayStation drop.
Yeah,
they know
they're pushing Secret Lair like it's it's crazy that, and that's really the only way you can get them is through the Secret Lair website, unless you buy a third party, which you're gonna pay twice the price to buy them. So
I mean, and it also feels bad when you're like you want to play a card and it's like significantly stronger than other cards in the archetype, where like you have to play like fucking Fluttershy. I know Fluttershy's a card, but I'm just making this up. Like you have to play fucking Fluttershy, and it's like that's your game ender and your whatever color deck, and that's what kind of feels bad, which is why I don't necessarily like the amount of power creep we're seeing in like Universes Beyond, right? Like Sephiroth is a fucking good card, and I know it's up to interpretation whether or not it fits within the Magic universe or Magic lore, or not lore, but universe. But that's like a fucking good card, and a lot of decks are running it. And so like I know the term Fortniteification gets thrown around a lot, which like I just think that's the business model, you know.
Mm-hmm. But I think the other half of that is the fact that it is in a Universe Beyond set, therefore there's a premium price to it.
Yeah.
Like collector boosters, I mean, you're talking Kalheim, Throne of Eldraine, those are all 20, maybe $25
yeah,
per pack.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy, you were lucky if you could find it for cheaper than 70.
Yeah, it's crazy.
70, 3 times the price.
Universes Beyond is like a it's people hate Universes Beyond. I feel like they hate them and then they also don't hate them, but I think it always depends on what the set is, right? Like if you think of people who like Final Fantasy, those people hate Spider-Man, right?
I like both.
But some of them don't like they just don't like it, right? But I also think is maybe if they made they made the Universes Beyond sets a not main set, just made them a special guest slot where it's not legal and standard,
like the Transformers,
make it like
Godzilla.
make a little set. Just that is just it. Couple cards, and then hey, here you go. These are for people who like it, but it's not going to interfere in Magic's universal kind of set. But they're never going to do that.
I mean, honestly, I think like again, the problem would resolve itself if they just made them reskins of actual cards that we have right now, but just slapped some extra art on them and called it a day. Same with the Secret Lairs, to be honest. Like a lot of them are kind of locked behind if you can get lucky enough to get them or not. Whether or not you have bots set up, exactly, or play scalpers, which nobody wants to support them. Yeah. Everybody hates scalpers, but it's kind of a funky situation right now, and it would resolve itself entirely if they just reskinned and then made it more affordable.
They did that. They did, like you were saying, they did that with the Stranger Things stuff.
Yeah.
But
I mean, yeah,
have they done it since? I feel like they haven't.
Nope, they haven't.
We're seeing that with the Fleam through the omenpaths version. Like people are like, the Fleam is kind of like the poster boy of like, we don't want the Green Goblin, but this little fucking stupid dragon is kind of like the.
But here's the thing: like, why would you not want Green Goblin? Like I would want Green Goblin over Phlegm any day of the week.
Well, I think it's the fact that its loot was unsatisfying for a lot of people. Like I know you personally.
If I ever see Loot, I'm going to kill him with a hammer. I know he's a fictional creature, but
but this is one that's accepted by the community very much so. So I understand like playing to what the customer wants, but I think there just needs to be like, because the problem with a lot of these things are Secret Lair, they couldn't do mechanically unique cards right off the bat, and you knew it was an issue, which is why you're like, all right, we're gonna reprint them and you can get them later. But you also only could get those in set boosters at the time.
And that started with like Walking Dead, right? Like Rick and that. The people were talking about they didn't want Pickle Rick.
Yeah.
Wrong Rick, but I mean that's kind of like one of the things that I always worry about is like I know Wizards says they have their own internal metrics saying that like Universes Beyond is good by every metric we have, but it's like it's one of those things that like where the metric becomes the goal, you kind of lose sight of the overall project. I feel like that's a big problem a lot in like administration, and I feel like they're kind of putting their heads up their ass a little bit. Like I can't really throw a whole lot of shade. Like I love the Hatsune Miku Secret Lair. I think it's really funny. I like the Metal Secret Lair that they did. And some of the other archetypes that they have, like in Universes Beyond, I think is really cool. But I really wonder if they themselves at Wizards have done the cost benefit analysis of the disenfranchisement of like entrenched players, people who've been playing for 10, 12, 20 years, versus like bringing in new people. And plus, how long do those new people stay around once they get brought into playing Commander with their friends?
I mean, I feel like part of it is also the way that they're keeping, costs up on all of their product is by making them rare. Scarcity increases price by a huge amount. And so as long as they're making sure that scalpers can scalp and release the things for expensive prices, then they can keep upcharging those scalpers with exorbitant prices.
That's a good point about the money, though. It's like you think about it. It's like think about how much work is actually taken to make a Spider-Man set. Like the universe is made, the cards, the characters exist, the backstories, the motivations. Like I know Magic lore has been kind of going downhill, but now they don't have to bring in concept artists to draw the concept art. They don't have to come up with with the lore of the plane, what's going on, why is Jason I'm not going to say that part. I'm going to cut that. But it's like it makes sense why they do it. It's like all they really have to do is pay a licensing fee, draw like 300 cards, and then be like the people who like Spider-Man are going to buy Spider-Man.
Yeah, and kind of what Yusuf was saying is that if they keeping like the Wizards gets their money right off the bat. Like, you know what I mean? If the scalpers are the ones buying everything first, they're just getting their return even quicker. So they make their money. So that's what they pass that, though. It's out of their hands. And it's technically up to, I guess, to LGSs to be like the first line of defense past that point, because they can start being like, oh, like 2 boxes a person.
Yeah. I mean, they're selling directly to the LGS. The LGS is the ones marketing.
They don't. They go through distribution. They have to sell to a distribution center, and then they, depending on those contracts, but they don't sell direct to anyone.
Yeah.
So, you know what's crazy, though, is there is, I just wish that they would, in Universes Beyond cards that are really crazy good, they would reprint them in a set, in a normal Magic set, so that we can get a reprint of it.
Yeah.
But what they just don't do it. And a great example is the One Ring from Lord of the Rings. You know, this One Ring has not been reprinted, but what they're gonna do? They're gonna bring out the Hobbit.
Yeah.
So to bring out a new Universes Beyond, the Hobbit, which is in the Lord of the Rings ecosystem, which means they can then reprint the One Ring.
They make 4 new ones.
But they make 4 new ones on the top of that.
Yeah.
And then
Post Malone has to spend
boom,
another
look at that. It's
$2.7
like,
million.
why can't you just reprint it in a different set?
Yeah.
And then in a set that maybe Lorwyn, because Lorwyn has elves, and you can kind of throw that in there and get a good reprint for the One Ring.
Absolutely.
Would you want that to be in like a master set? Like if they did a Commander Masters like Universes Beyond, like Commander Master : Universes Beyond, they printed all the really good Commander cards in like a master set. Do you think that would like? I mean, there might be licensing issue, but would that be something you would want to see?
Yeah, I mean, that'd be fine. I mean, I don't even care for the art. Like, if they just reprint it, they could change it into Magic art. They don't have to keep the IP of
the One
Ring. Or they could just change it. I'd be fine.
Like they make a new Aether Spark or something.
The One Ring is so good. That card is so good.
Yeah.
I literally was inting with it in the game we played, and when I played Look, I inted with that card like crazy.
Yeah, and
but the game is the card is so good.
Yeah, an example I think would be of that too is like I was bringing up with the rad counters from Fallout. Where can you get rad counters? Only in Fallout. You can't get them anywhere else. So
all rad decks look the same.
When are we gonna get them? When are we gonna get new ones? Or probably not. So same with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I personally am okay with the set, but I love the mutagen tokens, which is pay 1, tap sack, put a 1/1 on a creature. Thematically, that won't fit in any other set unless we go to like Innistrad or something, and it's like the mad scientist aspect. But we're not gonna. When are we gonna see them again? Same with like mostly the rad counters. When are we gonna get new rad counters?
But it's like this. Like they print out these great mechanic things, like the One Ring mechanic, and then your mutagen mechanic, the rad mechanic. Even what is that set that is completely oblivious to my brain? Doctor Who. Doctor Who has some cool mechanics. Right? But you know what?
Like Doctor's Companion.
Yeah, and then what do we get? What do we get in Aether Drift? Max speed.
Yeah. Well,
I just like that doesn't compare to like how good those other mechanics are, and then we're getting this mechanic in a real set. I feel like that's so bad. Like, why am I not getting a good mechanic?
Instants have ninjutsu now.
In a main set.
That dovetails really well into the way I wanted to wrap up this conversation.
Okay, good.
I
have one really good point. Partners. This is what it was. Partners. So, Doctor's Companion, new partner mechanic. It's literally partners, but just specific, right? It's just you have to have a doctor with
background.
But now, let's say the TMNT. It's partner character select. So, does that mean partner character select and a normal partner can't be together?
That's what it means.
Which is stupid.
It's stupid. It's stupid.
So it has they're just adding more stipulations to cards that would work in an existing mechanic that they're just avoiding.
Because they don't want you to be able to use the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle commander with the commander partner select with the commander that has partner like Timna, or not Timna, sorry, like Timna.
But
Timna
that's the
partner.
fun part
They don't want
of
to. They don't want you to add those two together.
But that's the fun part.
Exactly, but they don't want you to do it because it's a unique set to the Universes Beyond set.
But it's really important that there's like 16 different Tim Necrom decks at CGH.
Yeah, but like, let's say Ian Malcolm. Half the cards in Ian Malcolm's are old ass cards that have no place in in any commander
Yeah.
deck nowadays because
Yeah.
Those are the
because
fun
they-
decks.
because they work now.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Well, now you're making it so you're adding a new thing, and I can't spice it up with old
Yeah,
cards.
but Ian Malcolm was not part of a main set,
He was part of Ixalan.
but he was a special guest in Ixalan, right? He wasn't part of the main set.
Yeah, he was. You could have pulled him. Same way.
You pulled him out of the main set.
Yeah. The same way you could have pulled the what's the Discover Panthologist.
Oh, Ellie and Allen.
Yeah.
Pathologist,
Yeah.
whatever?
So it was like one of those. It was, I guess.
Oh, you could have pulled the Henry Wu probably out of
Yes,
that, right?
yes,
All
yes.
okay, makes sense.
But this is kind of a good point, and kind of where I've landed on it is like I'm fine with Universes Beyond if the measure of the success of the game is bringing more people in. I think it's better that more people play Magic,
Yeah.
especially if I don't care what bracket it's in. I'm not saying like every Universes Beyond should immediately skyrocket the Timmies into CEDH, right? Like, but bringing people in should be the point of Universes Beyond, and that's completely fine. And I mean, set fatigue, that's a whole different topic. But I think it would be nice if the Universes Beyond were lower power on purpose, even though Spider-Man kind of flopped, just to bring the Timmies in, and then they gave you the power creep in the next set. Like, imagine how good it would be to have like Sneak from like the Spell Ninjutsu in TMNT, and then in Lorwyn, which I'm pretty sure is the next set. It's like
I'm against that. Oh my god. No.
if you do something with like if you play an instant or sorcery and like not on your turn, here's a bunch of cards that pay you for that. So like the Timmies that come in and buy the TMNT sets, they're like, oh, I love TMNT. Or like now like, oh, what's going on in Lorwyn? What cool cards can I add to my Donatello Spellslinger deck?
Yeah.
I think that would be a good solution.
And I just also think it's funny that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is a ninja set, and they still change the word ninjutsu, even though they are ninjas.
I'm leaving. I quit.
All right, I think that's it. If he's that mad,
It's my girl right here.
I'm showing Sheila this.
Wizards, your steak's too juicy. All right,
But yeah,
trim the fat a little.
hopefully you finished those dishes or you folded that laundry that you were using to us to help you through.
Text your mom back.
Yeah, text your mom back. Any closing thoughts from the guest?
Yeah, please make sure to fold your laundry. Don't leave it out. It gets really, really nasty.
What's the show called again?
Magic the Blabbering.
Magic the Blabbering, guys. This is good. This is it.